At 8th. And Trevor Cahill's the pitcher. Kyle Loesch will pitch for St. Louis, and here is his Enterprise Bank and Trust numbers.
Great season so far. He leads the National League in winning percentage with that 12-2 mark. He currently has a team best 6-game winning streak. He's 6-1 at home, 6-1 on the road, and he is just whipping out quality start after quality start.
And worth the wait. Long rain delay here, but Kyle Loesch is ready, and so is Gerardo Parra, who's 4 for his last 26. And the first pitch is on its way, and it's a strike at the knees. Crowd is hung in here tonight. Officially an hour and 25-minute rain delay. First pitch at 8:41, and Kyle Loesch doing what Kyle Loesch always does, get ahead.
Throwing strikes. You know, both these pitchers started to warm up, but I don't think very long, so it really won't affect them too much. But we'll keep an eye on that. Both of them very capable of getting ground ball outs.
Fly ball to left, long run, and it is a foul ball. As Matt Holliday was trying to chase that down in the corner out of our view here in the booth. And the field certainly is going to be a little bit wet. Ball just barely fouled.
Grounds crew's done a very good job with the infield.
Sure have.
They really don't pay any attention to the outfield warning track, and there are some wet spots out there. The grass has to be a little slick also. So treacherous footing. Got to be a little careful when you go after a ball. Don't be too aggressive.
Kyle Loesch maybe a little bit too good with his last two 0-2 deliveries, working to Parra.
Parra is 3 for 7 off of Kyle.
Has to reach for that one. Tony Cruz starting behind the plate again for game 3, throws him out. Defense matters always, but certainly when the field is a bit treacherous. Holiday, Jay, and Beltran on the outfield. Freeze for call to Scalzo and Alan Craig on the infield. Tony Cruz behind the plate again. Yadier Molina still dealing with back issues.
Knew he'd be out at least today, and hopeful he'll return this weekend. But as long as we keep on winning and Tony Cruz doing the job, let him heal and get that issue completely, that back spasm's completely gone.
Manager have been known to say, okay, when are you going to be ready to play? Okay, I'm ready today. And they say, good, you play
2
tomorrow.
more days.
Exactly.
Mike Matheny has a good thing going here. He's got a team that is real professional. They all respect him, but they come to play on a nightly basis. Kyle Loesch just destroying opposing hitters. He has the 4th best National League ERA at 2.72, and it's 2.40 at home.
Hill is jammed. Good power for a second baseman. 14 home runs, 49 RBIs for Aaron Hill. Mentioned already in this series that he had a very good June, hit for the cycle twice, and he's been a good solid defender. 38 errorless games for Arizona.
Pretty good solid player. You know, a little slump his last 9 games in 212.
Hit right at Holiday. We have an update from Cincinnati, a game of import to Cardinal fans. This is Jason Bay, and that looks like that's going to be a home run at Great American Ballpark.
His second home run of the night, and the first one came about it was the first one he had hit in over a month, and that's only with the 2 home runs tonight. I think that gives him 7 total. Really a down season.
Game's now 7-1 in the 9th. So good news from Cincinnati. I already mentioned that the Pirates did win today, so the Cardinals will need a victory tonight to keep pace with Pittsburgh, who is
On their way here.
On their way here,
probably
exactly
getting
right.
pretty close. But in that Pittsburgh game, Don Mattingly and also Matt Kemp both were ejected. And that could have been a difference maker because Kemp got ejected, as he argued, about strike one in the first inning. And in the second inning with Ethier batting, he got himself tossed. But it went ball, a called strike, a swing and miss, and a swing and miss. And so it must have been strike one that he had to be objecting to.
Pirates have not been playing as well of late, and that's going to be an interesting race out west too, with San Francisco and Los Angeles. The news yesterday from the Giants' point of view was bad news. Nice play by David Freese talking about the Cabrera suspension for 50 days. Good inning for Kyle Loesch. Little help from David Freese. Five-minute rain delay. We're underway. Bottom of the first inning. Cardinals with their first plate appearances. John Jay, Alan Craig, and Matt Holliday are 1, 2, 3. Carlos Beltran, David Freese, and Daniel Descalzo will follow. Tony Cruz, Rafael FURCAL, and Kyle Loesch, the Cardinals batting order. And they will face a young right-hander, just 24 years of age, played with the Oakland Athletics before coming to Arizona. All-star in 2010, Trevor Cahill.
Yeah, he won 18 games that year. He's been in double figures the first 3 years in the big leagues. This is his first year with the Diamondbacks, and he was acquired last December, where the Diamondbacks gave up their best pitching prospect, an all-star this year in Ryan Cook, and an outfielder. And you kind of wonder, Ricky, is, you know, the low-cost A's, but they signed Cahill to a 5-year contract through 2015 with 2 club options, and then they trade him.
I thought that was odd, too. He's been a good pitcher. He gets a lot of ground balls, and that's how he starts, getting John Jay to bounce out to Aaron Hill.
And he is a ground ball specialist. He's ranks up there pretty close, but behind Jake Westbrook. And the one thing they've found is when he's pitching in the Oakland Coliseum, he could get away with some pitches in the middle of the plate. He's not getting away with those in the very lively ballpark in Arizona.
Last 10 starts, he's given up 12 home runs. First 13 starts of the season, he gave up only 3, which is what you'd expect from a sinker ball. So expect a lot of ground balls with Loesch and Cahill.
He has had trouble in the first inning, and Cardinals are hopeful that will continue. Giving up runs in 11 of his 23 starts, including 7 of his last 10. 309 average from pitches 1 through 30. Then he kind of settles in.
Breaking pitch high. 6'4", 222. Big man, again, just 24 years of age. And you wonder about the command of both pitchers with a unusual warm-up experience. You mentioned they started to throw earlier, then had to throw again, and certainly later than they expected to be pitching.
That is mind over matter, but I would think it would affect Loesch more than a sinker baller.
Tough hop. Elmore has it, throws out Alan Craig, so 2 ground balls for Cahill, which you would expect, and here's the defense behind him, brought to you by Dobbs. Parra, Young, and Upton, good arms in the outfield. There's Elmore and Aaron Hill up the middle. Ryan Wheeler, the rookie, at third. Goldschmidt having a very good season. Will make some errors at first. Montero, outstanding catcher who can hit and receive. So it's Matt Holliday. 2 outs and nobody on.
Matt Holliday and Cahill were briefly teammates back in '09 with the Oakland A's, and Matt has a little experience against him. He's 2 for 3 with 2 home runs.
Those 2 home runs came in a 3-2 loss to Oakland. Cahill won that game, and Holliday had 2 solo shots. No home run here. Elmore throws out Holliday. 3 up, 3 down for Cahill. Here tonight, Trevor Cahill and Kyle Loesch. Cahill very good on the road. Kyle Loesch outstanding at home.
Yeah, Kyle. Well, Trevor is 5th lowest on the road with his ERA of 2.88, and as we said, Kyle Loesch is very good here. He has a 2.40 ERA and a 6-1 record. A little bigger ERA, but not bad. I think 3.20 on the road with the 6-1. And the best winning percentage in the National League. And we both think that he probably could very easily have 2 or 3 more wins.
No question. Facing Miguel Montero. A little late on that swing, 1-1. Montero He has 70 RBIs, leads all catchers in Major League Baseball, 14 home runs to go along with it. He had a couple of hits here last night, and he's a tough out.
He's been doing it for 3 or 4 years now, being able to put up these type of numbers. So good throwers, second in a throwing percentage to Yadier Molina. Good pitch.
John Jay on that last pitch moved about 10 feet. I don't know if he could see the signs all the way out in center field, but he was on a mad dash into right center field, thinking that that pitch was going to be inside on Montero. And outfielders will do that every once in a while.
Off speed inside, and he got a feel that if he hit the ball, he was going to hit it towards right. Kendo used to be outstanding when he would be playing defense, moving as the pitch would be made. And you talk to the fielders now, they'll say he moves guys just with instinct, and it just gets them in a position and rarely is wrong.
I don't know if Jose Oquendo would credit Ozzie Smith for having that ability, or whether again it's just an instinct that he's always had, but Ozzie was phenomenal at that as well, always in the right spot, and he knew what to do with it once it was in his area. Good hands, and Jose had very, very good hands as well. There he's talking to Chris Carpenter.
Good to see Chris in uniform, and I just think he's so much a leader that he just his presence in the clubhouse and on the bench is very good with leadership qualities.
Breaking pitch. Fans Montero. First strikeout for Loesch.
Really took something off of this one. A curveball, but slows it down to 73 and got a good hitter. Backdooring it there, and a good hitter to jump at it but come up empty.
Paul Goldschmidt plays first base for Arizona. He takes that strike at the knees and on the corner. 34 doubles on the season for Goldschmidt, and he had a home run that traveled 456 feet yesterday, and he has a base hit tonight.
That was his only hit of the series until the single up the middle.
Grieve Corps Camera Photo Day is Saturday, August 18th. Be one of the lucky fans allowed onto the field to take photos of your favorite players and coaches. Field access is on a first-come, first-served basis. To ensure your front row seat to all the action, visit Cardinals.com for tickets. And I always affectionately called that day Tito Landrum Day. And if Tito is listening, and sometimes he does, he will text me and be mad at me. But Tito was such a fan favorite.
I know what you mean.
And he loved interacting with the fans, and we would tease him about it. However, it was a wonderful thing that he did. He taught a lot of young players how to appreciate and treat fans.
The first time I ever met Tito Landrum, he was working undercover security at Moss Brothers department store in St. Petersburg, Florida.
He wasn't playing yet.
Uh-uh.
I don't want to ask how you met an undercover person at a department store, so I'm not going to.
He might have been playing, and he might have told me who he was or something of that nature, but it was I was not in cuffs.
I'm just glad to hear that.
I have never been in cuffs.
If you say so, Al.
Yeah, better not tell that story.
Yeah, you don't always get what you deserve, do you? Chris Young at 210. Really rough season for him because of his injury to his shoulder.
He got off to a great start.
Hit and run. Ground ball to second. No chance there. So they get the runner Young at first. Goldschmidt, who does run well, has 11 stolen bases, is now in scoring position for the D-backs.
Scalzo was going up towards the bag as if he was the one to cover, but was able to adjust to get that ball. But when he looked for FURCAL, because FURCAL was not going to be covering, was playing more in the hole, he had no play but the one at first and let the lead runner get to second.
I have a tweet here I want to ask you about, Al, and I know that you are the technological guru of our crew. They want to know what players do during rain delay, and I'm going to tell them what you were doing during the rain delay. You were watching the Cincinnati Reds game on your iPad because you are a technological genius.
That's what you say.
What about the players, though?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's play cards, you do, I'm sure the way these guys do, they go eat again, but just some guys will go refresh their memory banks, watch a little more video, do this, do that. But
iPods are big.
Oh yeah, and everybody carries an iPad now. Watch a movie or something, but
Cardinal defense behind Loesch. Ryan Wheeler. That ball hit hard and deep. Hooking. Foul. You can breathe now, Kyle Loesch.
Wheeler had a big year last year. Bunch of RBIs. This year he was leading the minor leagues with 90 RBIs at the time of his promotion, and just how foul.
Not by much.
Not by much. But we like that long foul ball.
We call those strikes, don't we?
Rarely do you ever see somebody hit a home run foul and then hit one fair.
And we didn't see it there. Loesch pulls the string, strikes out Wheeler, strands a runner, no score. And Amy are drafting their fantasy football team, and they're getting some help from fantasy sports host Kay Adams. Today's discussion is whether to draft proven performers or rookies in the August 22nd Fox Sports Girls Fantasy Football Draft. So all you need to do is go to foxsportsmidwest.com for fantasy football training camp.
Well, they asked me for some help, and I put them in touch with Conrad Dobler, Tim Carney, Steve Jones, Keith Workman, Jackie Smith. They've been giving them all kinds of hints, and I think they're more confused now than ever. They'll do a good job.
Oh, it'll be fun. FoxSportsMidwest.com, fantasy football training camp. Another ground ball for Trevor Cahill, who now has 4 straight. Now will face Cardinal third baseman David Freed.
You're facing a sinker baller. You always talk about trying to get him up. If you hit the ball down below the knees, you're just pounding the ground, doing him a favor. But always the goal is to get the ball up so you can get it in the air.
Another ground ball. This will be a tough play. Hill tries to barehand it, and he can't make the play. Infield hit for David Freese.
Breaking ball. He hit down on it, but he got it over the head of the pitcher. And really a do-or-die play for Aaron Hill, and just couldn't connect with the ball. So Cardinals have their first base runner. Over the mound, over the outstretched glove. And right there you said Cardinals are going to get a base runner.
Chris Maloney. Verbal signs for David Freese. Goldschmidt will hold him on. Left-handed batting Daniel Descalzo has a hole on that right side. And on the grass at third is Wheeler, and he's in closer than we've seen most third basemen play for Daniel Descalzo. Perhaps the weather playing into that a bit. With the grass, maybe they're thinking the Cardinals may bunt some.
Yeah, trying to get an early lead, but
more for a hit than for a sacrifice.
Right, and I just don't see it. I think what you were talking about, first of all, with Goldschmidt holding on Freese, having pull the ball and try and get it through the right side. So first and third.
So now you've got room on the right and the left with the third baseman playing in.
Yeah, and by playing in, if the ball's right at him, maybe he can turn two, but it really opens up hitting lanes.
Doesn't find either of those lanes. Fly ball to center. Out number 2.
Wrong guy to get the ball in the air, especially to center field.
Tony Cruz getting a chance to play here in this series. Did very well yesterday. He caught Adam Wainwright, who won his 11th game of the season. Wainwright really on a roll.
Tony got out to the horrible start. This is his 21st start of the season. He's hitting his last 2 games, and right now he's starting to be a little competitive as he's picking up extra base hits.
Mike Matheny had a lot to say early in the season about Tony Cruz, and always felt bad that couldn't get him enough at bats as the backup catcher, and he knows what that's like. He's done that himself before in his career, mostly a starter, of course, Matheny, but he throws to Tony Cruz every day. He believes he's a very solid big league hitter, but it's just hard to find him at bats.
And Tony's handled it extremely well. You know, he's well prepared, a converted infielder, and when you're going to back up Molina, who is just a workhorse back there, you're not going to get many starts. But Tony works very well with the pitching staff. He's a good student and couldn't have a better backup. I thought last year when he came up, remember, he played in 38 games with the Cardinals, played 5 different positions and did not commit an error. And I thought he showed signs of coming off the bench as a pinch hitter and do a pretty good job also.
One of the ways you'd like to see him develop maybe at his next level is for him to be looked at as more of a full-time utility player, so he isn't so locked into not being able to play because he's the backup all the time.
Well, the problem with that is you almost have to carry 3 catchers.
But if you see him as an infielder and an outfielder and, oh yeah, he also catches, then maybe that doesn't feel so bad.
But
because you'd certainly have to have another catcher to do that.
Sure.
Absolutely right. Cruz strikes out, on to the third. No score. Kyle Loesch looking for victory number 13. And we are honored to have Kevin Demoff with us for the top of the third. Kevin, good to see you, the Executive Vice President of the Rams, and you guys are off and running.
We're off and running. It's hard to believe, although, you know, if it's time for the Cardinals to make a pennant chase, then it must be time for us to kick off. That's
good, you bet. And we actually had a Blues player here yesterday saying that the Blues support the Rams, support the Cardinals, and of course you support the Cardinals, we support the Rams. It's one big happy family, isn't it?
It is great. These three teams get along great. They support each other. You know, last year when we basically got to start the parade after the World Series at Edward Jones Dome, best game we played all year, beat the Saints in what was otherwise a dismal year. So it's great to get the groups together. I know the players spend time together and the organizations get along well.
Look forward to asking you some questions about your team. I know you're involved in handling all of the business operations for the Rams, and there's a lot to that, but the big news for you obviously this year is you have a new head coach and a guy that comes with an outstanding background and resume, and you guys happy to have Jeff Fisher.
You can't be so excited. To have a Jeff Fisher come in to your organization, the third winningest active coach in the NFL, 16 years of experience, and give the leadership, the presence, the confidence. The players respond so well to Jeff Fisher, and we looked and talked to a lot of different candidates, but in our mind it was, if you have a chance to go after a Jeff Fisher, you do it. And he has been everything that we had hoped, and it's going to be a great run for Rams fans.
A lot of buzz, no doubt about that. 1-2 the count to Jake Elmore. He was a late starter in this ball game. John McDonald was penciled in to start, but Elmore playing short for the Diamondbacks. 2-2 the count to him. Kyle Loesch has been good so far. We're visiting with Kevin Demoff. Tough play for FURCAL. Off balance throw. Nice play by Alan Craig. Good play on both ends. There's some athleticism for you. Maybe those guys can be defensive backs, or I don't know. Where would you put FURCAL? What do you think?
I think FURCAL, you probably put him as a corner. I think that's where he would be, right? Cover corner.
I like it.
Showing that kind of range, he could do it. Knock some balls down.
Craig, maybe a linebacker. I don't know.
I think Craig is tight end linebacker.
You know, you have a pretty good linebacker already in Mr. Laurinaitis, and I know you've got some more folks filling in at that position, but James has been a guy that really has represented St. Louis and the Rams very well.
You couldn't draw him up any better than James Laurinaitis. On the field, off the field, he's everything you would want a St. Louis Ram to be. He's a great leader on defense. He is probably our most active player in the community with charities, and he can swing a mean bat. In the Coach Fisher's softball game, he and Josh Hull, they're the linebacker 1-2.
I'm going to have to ask him about that. There's David Freese, and he throws out Cahill, the pitcher. I do want to ask you, Kevin, about the special pricing that you have for folks that come to Cardinal games on either Friday or Saturday. They can purchase discounted tickets to the Saturday game. The Rams and the Chiefs are going at it. I know we did this last year, and I know it was a big success.
It's actually the third straight year I think we've done it. We always try to schedule our preseason games on Saturday night after a Cardinals day game at 3 o'clock. It's a great opportunity for fans to come down, spend the afternoon and evening downtown, see the Cardinals get a win, see the Rams bring home the Governor's Cup. It's a great Saturday doubleheader in downtown St. Louis.
Rams home opener is September 16th against the Redskins. And you also have some flex plans available for folks that want to have a 3-game package, and I know that's been popular.
We've been creative this year. Not everybody wants to buy season tickets, maybe more of a wait-and-see attitude, but you want to see Coach Fisher's group the day they open up and come get a Coach Fisher stash, you know, as the giveaway.
Oh, I like
16th.
that idea. I got to get one of those.
But the flex packs have been something we've really promoted this year. It's 3 games that start at $120. We just put single-game tickets on sale last week at Ticketmaster, but a lot of exciting options. The good news is we'll remember the people who join us on the bandwagon as we get going. Just like fans who were here last year, 11 games out, it's the Rams fans right now.
Understand completely, and look forward to watching Sam Bradford and Steven Jackson, who's been one of the best in the NFL in his career, and just such a hard worker, and Bradford, of course, with high level of ability. So we still have some exciting players to be watching.
We have some great players. We're the youngest team in the NFL, and really getting to watch them grow is the exciting part, just the way this team has grown up this year.
Kevin Demoff, we appreciate the visit. Good luck to the St. Louis Rams. Thanks for being with us. Kyle Loesch, another Very good inning for him. No score from St. Louis. Sports Midwest is brought to you by the new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. MyKiaSt.Louis.com. And get the All-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. Cardinal fans have been very patient tonight. They sat through an hour and 25-minute rain delay, and they are seeing very good pitching so far in this one. Bottom of the third, 8-9-1 for St. Louis. RAFAEL FURCAL, modest 3-game hitting streak, 4 for his last 11. FURCAL had one of the biggest hits in the game here last night. Actually had a double and a triple, but his triple in the 6th inning extended the Cardinals' lead. 2-out triple. Drove in both Descalso and Cruz and opened up the Cardinals' lead, and they did not look back.
Nice to see him with, after getting the epidural, that his back is loosened up, alleviated some of that pressure, trying to drive the ball and getting extra base hits.
How's that for driving the ball and getting another extra base hit? Right on cue.
He has something like 90 singles on the season, and he spent like almost 2 months with just 1 extra base hit, and now he's gotten about 6 in the last or in this homestand.
Pitch elevated a bit.
That's what we talked about. Get the ball up, and then you can get it in the air. You can drive it, and he plugs the gap out in right center, and he's out there with a leadoff double.
Kyle Oesch has 9 sacrifice bunts to lead the Cardinals. 1 more than Lance Lynn, and he should be bunting here.
In a position where he can really help his own cause.
Misses that attempt, and you'd normally say that you prefer the bunt in this situation to the third baseman, though in the case of Goldschmidt, you have a guy that really has struggled a bit defensively, and you wonder whether or not he may put one down the first base line here.
I don't know if you saw this too, but our pitcher Cahill also has committed 4 errors.
I did see that,
and usually that's throwing errors, but as you said, hard enough to get it by the pitcher where the third baseman has to come in and field it, and then FURCAL hasn't. Nobody can they can't throw it to a position player at third. There are different types of plays that they can, whether it's pick off at second, the wheel play, different things and scenarios to try and have the shortstop get over and cover. And Look at this right fielder. And all the fielders are shallow, but particularly in right field.
One and one the count to Loesch. FURCAL the runner at second. Cahill set. And the pitch, and it's bunted back to Cahill. And he is bound and determined not to make his fifth error.
But you see the way he threw that?
I did.
He was very tentative. You say trying to guide the ball over, and that's usually how you throw it away. But nice job by Kyle Loesch. One out, getting FURCAL over to third base.
One more look at that tentative throw.
So look at here. It takes a little crow hop, but really didn't get on top of the ball. Kind of low arm angle, and that's when the ball can sail. It can sink on you. You can throw it away.
Pitcher turns into an infielder. You have to do something you're taught not to do, and that's throw the ball straight.
And that's usually when you have a sinker ball pitcher like Cahill, you become a very good infielder, or you become the fifth infielder. Once you release the ball, you're in a throwing position or a fielding position.
Infield back, John Jay at the plate. Swing and a miss. RBI opportunity for Jay. He has 26 on the season. He had his 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday with an 0 for 3. He did walk in that game. And we've seen plenty of good defense from John Jay.
2 for 7 on the homestand with his 4th home run.
There's a bunt attempt. That was not a squeeze. He's really trying to bunt for a hit, and if he would have pushed that ball to the second baseman, FURCAL would have scored easily.
You don't always have to get a base hit. You drive in a run from third, less than 2 outs. So as you said, if you can get it to the right side, now they're going to pull in all the infielders. Hopefully he'll hit one hard and by one of the fielders. Backdoor breaking ball and let him lace it to left field.
Cardinals 11 games over 500. Looking for a sweep here tonight. Swing and a miss. John Jay strikes out.
Breaking ball. He's over the top of it, pulled his head off. That's part of pitching, though, isn't it?
Sure is.
But he says somebody didn't do their job, but there's that pitcher out there that's trying to make a living too, and he has ways to combat a runner at third, less than 2 outs. Now, can Alan Craig solve him and drive him in?
Breaking pitch, misses the inside corner, and from the hitter's point of view or a player's point of view, you never want to give too much credit to the other guy, but I think as we objectively look at the game, there are times you just have to do that. Just what you said. Pitcher's trying to earn a living, makes a good pitch. As Tony La Russa used to say, we just tip our cap to him.
You don't like to,
no,
but sometimes you have to.
And the player really can't afford to think that way. Can't think, well, if they make a good pitch, I'm out. You have to think, if they make a good pitch, I'm still going to get the job done.
Yeah, and biggest thing is, he was looking for that strikeout or a pop-up on the infield. John Jay wanting to make contact, even on a ground ball out, FURCAL has a good chance to score.
3-1 now to Alan Craig. 5-game hitting streak for the Cardinal first baseman. He is 9 for his last 23 and has very good pop. Two-out walk. Brings in a guy that you just don't want to face with runners on base.
Talk about Matt. He's hit 2 home runs off of Cahill. Now 4 at bats. He got him to ground, not to short the first time. He's just asking for trouble with a walk.
Second in the league in RBIs to Carlos Beltran. 8th in the league in batting. Walks a lot. Scores a lot. Hits the ball hard a lot.
High average, not necessarily a power hitter. He's just a high average line drive hitter that is so strong that he'll hit his fair share of home runs, and he's got 23.
He doesn't like that call. He looks back at the home plate umpire, Gary Darling, who's the crew chief.
Matt, one more home run this year than he hit it last year.
Nice crowd on hand here. Fan made a nice play on that foul ball, in fact. 0-2 to Holiday. 2 Cardinals aboard. Fly ball to left. Out goes the shortstop. He calls off Parra and makes the play. Cardinals strand 2 more. Still no score from St. Louis. .com. Start planning your next Missouri getaway. Welcome to Powell Gardens in Kingsville. Gardens cover 915 acres of lush rolling hills and meadows. Visitors enjoy breathtaking display gardens, interesting architecture, a nature trail, plus a year-round calendar of special events, classes for families. Explore the new Heartland Harvest Garden, 12-acre expansion. Powell Gardens in Kingsville. Visit Mo.com. Aaron Hill leads it off for Arizona. Takes a pitch high from Kyle Loesch. Loesch has allowed just 1 hit. A couple of strikeouts and no walks so far. 12-2, 4th in the National League in earned run average.
He's been dealing. Won 6 straight. 12 of his last 13 starts have been quality starts.
Jim Hayes made a great point, I thought, in our pregame show about Kyle Loesch having an even better and better and better mound demeanor as his career has progressed. Seems as if he handles frustration better, handles adversity better, and just seems to be a different guy as he's matured.
Well, I think another aspect too is what Jim said, is obviously when he's healthy, you know, he has evolved into one of the best pitchers in the game.
Kyle Loesch has had to deal with 3 left-handers in the Diamondbacks order, and here's how he's handled them. That backdoor curveball, Al, and just painting it outside.
Right. Kyle Loesch, you know, has all the pitches. He got all the assortment, but he's got an outstanding changeup. His fastball, you know, is going to be 89 to 91, but he spots it so well. Slider's a good pitch for him. Sinking fastball, but you know, he can force seam also and just keep it out of the middle of the plate, keep it on the corners, in and out, up and down. He's really evolved into an outstanding pitcher. Potential free agent, and I think he's just going to be a little too rich for the Cardinals' blood.
Will not be an easy choice for him or the Cardinals. We've been through that before.
Yeah, I think if he hits the free agent market, he's gone. And, you know, probably be his last contract, so owe it to your family, you know, to go out and see what's out there. And somebody will pay him.
We've seen that as well. 2-1, pitch in the dirt to Justin Upton. Upton having an off year power-wise. Really still a key part of this Diamondbacks lineup. He has scored 77 runs, 4th in the National League, so he's gotten on base a ton, runs well, and that's how the Cardinals defend him. They play him to pull on the infield and pretty much straight up in the outfield and deep.
Had 31 home runs a year ago and just 9 this year.
There goes Hill. Pitch fouled back. And will they choose to run him on a 3-2 count as well? Kyle Loesch in his last 10 starts, 6-0, very good number.
See that ERA. Now the reason why we say that he should have a few more wins. Look at some of the starts that he got no decisions in. You know, he's given up 1 or 2 runs in.
Hill has his lead. Loesch holds the ball. Cardinals trying to get an indication of whether Hill's going to be off with the pitch or not. About a strike 3 caught stealing. There goes Hill. Upton doesn't cooperate. Fouls it back.
Oh, a little bit up, a little bit. Only month of Kyle's season that was not particularly good was May.
Exactly.
Everything else has been outstanding. It's 4-0 in July. Got off to the great start, which he usually does. 4-0 in April. 1.62. You're just 1-1, but a 5 ERA in May. 2-1 with a 180. Should have had more wins that month.
There he goes again. There's a strike. There's a throw to second. Just what we wanted. Strike him out, throw him out. Gotta love it. Tony Cruz has now thrown out 6 of the 20 runners trying to steal him. You can add Aaron Hill to his list.
So, Tony who they know it's not Yachty, but he's pretty exciting, and had so much time to spare there that Alan Hill's trying to go back to first base.
You really have to credit Kyle Loesch for doing a good job of keeping him close there.
That's it. You know, if
two-out hit for Montero, and that double play looks even better now.
Sure it does, but as you mentioned, if the pitching staff for the Cardinals will keep runners close at first base, whether it's Molina or Cruz, they're going to be rewarded.
Starting at 4:45 every Friday home game, 200 autograph line tickets will be distributed at the new Busch Bash gate, located next to Gate 5. You have to have a line ticket. You can get an autograph of Ozzie Smith on Friday. Visit Cardinals.com/promotions for more details. Be careful here with Paul Goldschmidt. 17 homers, 62 RBIs, and a base hit in his first at bat here tonight against Kyle Loesch.
Down the middle, but an off-speed pitch, wasn't ready for it. Montero got a changeup that was up over the middle of the plate. He got his base hit.
Descalzo right behind second base. He and FURCAL are doing the signal exchange about who's covering second base. It seems to me that Descalzo pretty much should cover every time from where he's standing. What do you think?
He'd have to.
Why bother going through a signal here?
FURCAL over in the hole and Descalzo closest to the bag.
They didn't that time. Time before they had a signal, and I think it's pretty much understood. And if Montero tries to steal, it is, no doubt.
And I think it's good that Ralphie really likes to know what is coming. Wants to know what the signs are, and have that ability to cheat one way or the other a little bit. Pretty close pitch there, and Kyle didn't get it.
We're in Busch Stadium in St. Louis. We've had an hour and 25-minute rain delay underway here, top of the fourth inning. Rick Horton, Al Raboski, and Jim Hayes. No score so far. Both pitchers, Trevor Cahill and Kyle Loesch, have done a nice job. Rafael FURCAL had a leadoff double in the third inning, and he was left stranded. That was the biggest Cardinals opportunity so far. And an opportunity for the D-backs here in the fourth inning. Two-out base hit for Montero and a walk to Goldschmidt. And the more I think about it, perhaps that's what they were communicating about at second base, was the pitch selection with FURCAL so deep in the hole,
right,
as opposed to who's covering the bag.
Yeah, I think that's purely what it was. Funny with the pitches that Kyle throws, that how hitters take a lot of pitches because he's so much around the plate. He has walked two this inning.
You'd have to think the best way to hit Kyle Loesch would be to just go up swinging.
And that's what I'm thinking. You be ready to see any pitch that's over the middle of the plate, and
don't let him get ahead of you, because he's going to expand his zone. He's going to make it harder for you to make solid contact.
Very 2-1 count, but he gets the ball in on the hands, even at 2-2. Chris Young, see what he's done the last 3 years, but 2012 he got off to such a great start. He was batting .410 and had a collision with the wall, and since that time he has really struggled.
Came off the disabled list on May 18th. That's how long ago it's been. And since that injury, just 172.
All right. And his start of the season, 410, 4 doubles, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs in the first 11 games. Matt Kemp got off to a great start, but Young was pretty close.
Loesch trying to finish him off. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Hung one there, got away with it.
We're seeing Kyle, really not finishing off some of his pitches. And, not pulling down on that breaking ball. Sometimes a changeup has been left up a little bit. And that's where you wonder, with the hour and 25-minute rain delay, does that take a toll? Because he warmed up a little bit before. And then you re-warm up.
Another pitch.
An hour and a half later.
The last pitch missed location as well.
But even Wainwright was talking about, he didn't have his good fastball last night, but he found a way to gut through it. See, this inning, it's been pitch count getting up there, but he's one pitch away from getting out of it.
He finished that pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Strikes out Young. 4 strikeouts for Loesch. Not happy with himself. But how can you not be happy with this last delivery? Call third strike. On to the bottom of the 4th. Numbers week. We look back at numbers that former Cardinals wore and the fun stories behind them. Toyota Cardinals Live tomorrow at 6:30, followed by the Cardinals and the Pirates. What a weekend series that's going to be. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Midwest. No score, bottom of the 4th inning.
Pirates won today. Cardinals need to win, keep pace with them. Both clubs can pick up a game on the Reds, who lost their game tonight.
How about Carlos Beltran tying Ryan Braun right here? Sound like a good idea?
I like it.
The problem is that Ryan Braun hit 2 home runs today, so he's going to have to hit 3 home runs in this at-bat. I just found that out.
I'd like it if it was possible.
A lot of work to do for Beltran tonight. He does trail Ryan Braun, 2nd in the National League in home runs. Outstanding season.
What about RBIs now? Came in leading the National League with his 83, but Braun has to pick up a few.
Both solo shots for Braun. He has 79.
So the 2 Cardinals are still leading the National League. Carlos with 83 and Holiday with 81.
Final from Cincinnati. Mets 8, Cincinnati 4. The Pirates beat the Dodgers 10-6. Cardinals trying to keep pace with Pittsburgh. Beltran bounces out. David Freese has one of the 2 Cardinal hits tonight. Infield hit. Batting average at .299. Cardinals have so many players, Al, between .299 and .315, and they've kind of just going back and forth between who's hot and who's not, but all of them right around 300. Tough play, and watch out for Goldschmidt.
Cardinals lead the National League in batting average .275, and here's your 300 hitters. There's 6 of them. Alan Craig just at .302, and as you say, if Freese gets a base hit, it'd be 7 Cardinals with a 300 average better. But 5 of them were .312 and higher. I think
when clubs come into town that we have not seen for a while, Al, they'll all come up to us, the broadcasters on the other teams, and they'll say, how's your team lose?
Exactly.
We don't have anybody hitting 300, or we have one guy, and we have no power, and we have no speed, and our defense. I mean, how do you guys lose?
And that's why I just look at the caliber of the Cardinal players. As Mike Matheny says, their best games are ahead of them, and I just feel that they are going to continue to play at a high pace. Pittsburgh will learn from their there's your 300 average. But Pittsburgh, who went through that horrible second half last year, they'll be much better this time, but still, they're still learning how to win, and that would be a great series starting tomorrow against the Pirates.
Big Mac land. Cardinal fans, don't forget, McDonald's offering $1 off discounts on McCafe products at all St. Louis area McDonald's. It's been going on from 2 to 5 every day. A lot of good choices, shakes and drinks. Our friends at McDonald's.
A.J. Burnett picked up his 15th win today.
Roche would tie Lance Lynn at 13 if he was able to pick up a win here tonight. As far as the Cardinals leaders are concerned.
But the Cardinals have 4 with 11 wins or more. And looking forward to getting Jaime Garcia back on Sunday. Joe Kelly will move into the bullpen, and you get another power arm down there. That'll help. But right now with Mojica, since his addition, he's handling the 7th. There's Garcia. Got Mott closing out games. Mitchell Boggs in the 8th.
In the dirt, there goes Freese. Late jump, but he is safe. Good throw by Montero, and he's not happy with himself. He thinks he should have had a shot to get him. In fact, he's arguing the call from behind home plate. He thinks he was out.
It's a wild pitch, and David Freese does a nice job eluding the tag.
Close play. Is he safe? I'm going to say he is. Montero mad at the home plate umpire.
For the best throwing percentage in the National League to Yadier Molina. That's why catchers take a lot of pride in that. It made a wild pitch look awful close.
Another pitch in the dirt. A lot of wild pitches for Cahill. 9 on the season. He's up among the league leaders in that department with a sinker ball pitcher, and you expect that he's going to have a lot of pitches low with a lot of bite to it and work his catchers hard. Also shows that curveball. But normally the guys who get a lot of wild pitches have catchers that aren't very good at blocking those balls in the dirt. I don't think that's the case with Montero.
I would agree. We don't see a lot of him, but it does seem like he has good mechanics. Puts himself in a good position. He has committed 7 errors.
Cardinals looking to get on the scoreboard first. Diamondbacks do not do well if the other team scores first. Way out in front on that pitch is Descalzo, out number 2.
Pulled the string and time swinging a pitch he wasn't going to catch up to. Way out of the strike zone, and he just swings wildly at it.
Not fully committed to that swing, was
no, he wasn't. And I mean, I think he saw the ball, it was off speed, saw it up there, but didn't realize he couldn't reach it.
David Freese, the runner at second. He has 2 hits that traveled a grand total of 100 feet.
Some days that's good enough. I don't think he's going to give them back.
No, and he doesn't get to keep the ones where he lines out 3 times in a game either.
As pitchers, we say they always even out. Talk to a hitter and they'll never believe that.
That's right. I've always believed that myself till we had a hitter on our team in Double-A. His name was Larry Reynolds, brother of Harold Reynolds, who went on to play in the big leagues. Outstanding player, infielder. Larry was a Cardinal player, former Stanford quarterback, and I swear he lined out 150 times. He hit about 190, and every ball was hit right on the nose.
Well, let me tell you,
it's
evening out because now he's an agent.
That's right. Yes, he is, and a good friend of mine as well.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because when I met Larry, he was working with Anderson. I'm trying to think what
Ray
Anderson, and they were the agents for Jose Oquendo and others. And now Ray Anderson is a big-time executive in the NFL.
Cruz taking some time. He fouled that ball off his foot. Count is even 2-2. Trying to drive in that first run. And the pitch, watch out, almost hit him. Foul one off your foot, and then they throw at you.
Well, you get a good sinker. Sometimes that ball won't sink, but it'll still run. I like Tony Cruz's chances here.
I'm with you.
No, I'm not.
We're both wrong. Aaron Hill has it. Cardinals are retired. They've now stranded 4. No score. At Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Cardinals.com for details. And we told you about the Cincinnati Reds and the Mets hooking up, and here is the final pitch of that contest, an 8-4 New York Met victory. Cardinals begin play today 7 games behind the Reds, so they can pick up a game here if they find a way to get some offense behind Kyle Loesch.
Cardinals continue a stretch of 16 of 19 games at home. And it's over a period of 21 days that began on August the 3rd. So far, the Cardinals are 7-2. And 7-2 during that time. And are averaging 4.9 runs per game. Won the first 2 games of this series. You'd be disappointed if you drop this one and don't sweep.
If they get the Cardinals score 4.9 runs in this game, they'll win.
I think you're right.
Loesch misses high to Jake Elmore.
Made his major league debut on August the 11th. Went 0 for 1.
Why does his name make me think of the Blues Brothers?
He was in the Pacific Coast League mid-season All-Star team. AAA Reno, he was hitting .344 with 30 doubles, 9 triples, a home run, 73 RBIs, and was leading the league in stolen bases.
That's why he's here. 2 outs. D-backs have not really swung the bat very well in the month of August. Average as a team just 220. 3.9 runs a game. So 4.9 beats 3.9.
They've won 3 of the last 10 games.
And now, as we mentioned in our open, the Cardinals have beat the Diamondbacks 7 straight, but they've also beat them 5 straight this year. And with a win here tonight, they would sweep this series, the season series, and so surprising to hear that that's only happened 3 other times in Cardinals history, that you would have swept a particular team for an entire season.
And then one of those was in '81. Cardinals swept Cincinnati 3-0, but that was a strike year.
That almost doesn't count.
Cardinals always feel like they were penalized as they had the best record, but you know, overall for the season. But then they took the 2 halves and made the winners, and they finished second, but overall had the best record in the National League, but didn't make the playoffs that year.
Whitey Herzog remembers that.
Oh yeah.
Cahill bounces out. Good inning and a quick inning for Kyle Loesch. He'll bat second next. Take the field. Just head to StubHub, where it's easy to find the seats you want to see the Cardinals in action all season long. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals. Nice evening for baseball after rain most of the afternoon into the expected start time of this game, delayed an hour and 25 minutes. Both pitchers patiently waited and have been very good so far. Pittsburgh Pirates on their way to St. Louis after a victory this afternoon. They may be here shortly.
Very good matchup.
You bet. What's on tap? Brought to you by Budweiser. Coverage begins at 6:30 on Fox Sports Midwest. And what do you think of that pitcher's?
I like it. James McDonald has been a real shot in the arm. He's got a 10-5 record. He's pitched well against the Cardinals in the past. And Jake Westbrook, talking about Cahill and his ground balls. Well, he's second in National League to Westbrook's ground ball percentage.
By my count, Loesch has 7 outs on the ground. Cahill 6 as he works here in the 5th, facing FURCAL, Loesch, and John Jay.
Time out. Ralphie got a double down into right center. Got to third on Loesch sacrifice, but stranded.
Ground ball. Cahill made a few errors. Doesn't make one, but doesn't get FURCAL either. That ball had a little backspin on it.
Swinging bunt, but they count. And FURCAL, they're swinging right there, just making contact. It's a foot race now, and our first base umpire, Paul Emmel, correctly calls FURCAL safe.
So 4 hits for the Cardinals, 3 of them in the infield. Freese has 2, FURCAL the other. Another bunting situation for Loesch. There goes the runner, and he swings. How about that?
Oh, boy. He had such a tremendous jump. And by swinging, you have to hit down on that ball, but FURCAL had the steal. Takes off right here. There's no way they're going to throw him out. And Loesch fouls the pitch off. He's a very good athlete, and wonder why he's not hitting better this year.
Agreed. There's a bunt attempt. Cahill has it. The throw to second base in time. Not in time at first. So Cahill, who has made the 4 errors that you mentioned Al earlier, makes a nice play there. No sacrifice for Loesch. Bunted that one just a tad too hard.
Right, kind of pushed at it, and instead of deadening the ball, he kind of pushed at it and got to Cahill. Is able to get the lead runner. You would much rather have FURCAL at first base than Loesch.
John Jay had 2 hits in the first game of this series, including a home run. That came in the 6th inning of game 1. The Cardinals won that first game 8-2. And they won 5-2 last night. So runs haven't been a problem. Pitching's been good. And a hit by pitch makes a base runner out of John Jay. That shouldn't hurt too much. Easy for me to say.
Didn't hurt us at all.
Agreed.
And John Jay may disagree with us.
No grimace. Does hit him in the hamstring, though.
Yeah, just, you know, at the top of the hamstring. There's 2 men on for Alan Craig. He walked his last time, grounded short his first time up. And
you mentioned earlier that Cahill has had a bit more trouble with the long ball in his last 10 starts. Good time for one here for St. Louis. Strike one to Craig, who hit the ball to short in the first inning, walked in the third, batting average at .301.
we're denying that Alan Craig can hit.
Yes, he can. Base hit to left. Loesch is going to try to score. Good arm in left. Play at the plate. He's safe. Ball gets by Montero. And John Jay heads to third. One nothing St. Louis. RBI number 62 for Alan Craig.
Alan Craig just has that ability to drive in runs. He leads the National League with a .377 batting average with runners in scoring position. 62 RBIs in only 76 games. And with the Parra, who has that good throwing arm, but the ball's up the line and it gets by Montero and allowing John Jay to go to third. So the Cardinals take the 1-0 lead and have runners at the corners.
Tough error on Parra. Montero was just trying to catch that ball quickly and make a tag.
Yeah.
Outfielders can get some strange errors in the course of a season. A perfect throw on line hits a runner in the back of the foot, becomes an error.
It's the age-old argument about certain situations like that given a team error rather than to an individual.
Ground ball to short. Elmore to second for one. On to first. And a double play. Holiday slams his helmet. Missed opportunity there, but Alan Craig picks up an RBI and gives the Cardinals the lead. Brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Ford, the official vehicles of the Cardinals. Game time temperatures were just above 70 degrees here in St. Louis. The rain has left the area for the time being. Alan Craig has given the Cardinals the lead. And Kyle Loesch continues to pitch well.
It's 96 at one point today, and tomorrow's going to be a high of 81. About the same, maybe even a little lower on Saturday afternoon.
Good breaking pitch, strike one to Parra, who's 0 for his last 2 and really has struggled in the last couple of weeks. 4 for his last 28 now. Good player. And he proves it. Base hit to left. I found it interesting that Jose Oquendo tested the arm of Gerardo Parra and sent Kyle Loesch.
Well,
glad he did.
Parra is now 4 for 10 off of Kyle Loesch. Another off-speed pitch that's up that he hits. And when you ask Jose Oquendo about outfield throwing arms, you know, he'll say, okay, this guy, good arm, this guy, that, or he'll say, what he mostly says is, I don't care. I'm going to test everybody. And he's been right more times than not. I feel he's the best third base coach I've seen here for the Cardinals for 3 decades.
I would agree.
Make the opposition, you know, prove to you that they could throw you out. Low trajectory, could have been cut off, but it was offline. And he also not only did the Cardinals score, but he got charged in error, allowing Jay to go from second to third, but it didn't matter on the double play ball.
Not one of his best throws.
No. And that's what Oquendo's banking on.
And I'm sure part of that thought process for Oquendo has to do with the wet outfield. Perhaps
very good point.
That gives you a little bit more confidence that maybe the outfielder's not going to get the perfect grip on the ball. Jose Oquendo, very smart man, just don't tell him I said that.
Also think about it, that was Kyle Loesch that scored too. Well, we just talked about what a good athlete he is.
Fly ball to left, and Aaron Hill just missed that one. He got under it, had a pitch to hit. He is very.
You're talking like a hitter now.
I am.
You're talking like a hitter.
Well, look at that man. The man's distressed right now.
Yeah, he's going back to the dugout too. Just because it was in the middle and should have been crushed.
I'm telling you. Kyle Loesch knows it.
Rick, you've thrown pitches.
Oh.
And I have too. That, you know, when the ball comes out of your hand, you're trying to pull it back. And there's other times when you throw a pitch and you know the result's going to be a home run and a guy will pop it up, but you know you got away with one. And then other times you make a good pitch and you get the base hit. Say, you would say tip your hat. I'd say it's more revenge next time.
Fly out to right. Ron Gant. I threw him a changeup right in the middle of the plate. He was a young, very good player with Atlanta. Popped up. I was with the Dodgers. I came in, and I mean, that ball should have been hit 900 miles, and it was a terrible pitch, and I came in, and everybody's patting me on the back, and I got mad at my teammate.
Exactly.
Stop telling me that. It was a bad pitch. Leave me alone.
You know, Pirates are coming to town. Sanguian. You know how you got him out?
Middle of the plate?
Right in the middle of the plate. If you threw it a foot over his head or you bounced it up there, you hit a double. But if you threw it down the middle, he didn't know how to inside out it, you know, uppercut it, what to do with it.
Hard hit to center. Jay on the move. He's at the track and makes the play. Perhaps a bit fortunate, but another 0 for Kyle Loesch. 2012 team banner. 25,000 fans entering with a ticket will be able to display their Cardinals spirit with this 2 by 6 foot hanging banner featuring the 2012 Cardinals team.
Saw a picture of it. Looked pretty cool.
And if Al says it's cool, it is cool. I know what would be cool.
Yep.
More runs. We're thinking alike again, aren't we, Al?
Little funk right now for Beltran. He's won for his last 10. Carlos now with this season, we've seen him get his 2,000 hit, seen him hit his 400 double, steal his 300 base. He's up to 330 home runs now. Put together a pretty good resume.
You bet he is.
Another all-star appearance, Gold Gloves.
2-hopper to second. Beltran is now grounded out 3 times. Cahill's pitching very well, too. We've talked about what Loesch is doing, but got to give Cahill some credit. This Cardinal lineup with all the 300 hitters, including this man, not that easy to pitch to.
Both these clubs are very similar, that they both score a lot of runs, and yet there are times when they can shut down both offenses.
I'm rooting for a third infield hit just for fun here.
It's for fun. Okay, D-backs have scored 5+ runs 59 times, and they're 48-11.
Right.
When they score 3 runs or less, they've done that 47 times. They're 3-44.
Freeze strikes out. 2 down for the Cardinals here in the 6th. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball. It's game 2 of a huge series between the Pirates and the Cardinals. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Budweiser, will begin at 2:30 only on Fox on Saturday. Daniel Descalso 0 for 2. One of 4 strikeout victims for Cahill. Does not have a what I would call a dominating breaking pitch, but he's thrown a couple of good breaking balls, and he's changed speeds well, but he doesn't have that nasty sharp breaker, but it's effective.
It's kept you off balance. Said the Cardinals have 5 hits. Diamondbacks have 3. With the 5 hits, 4 have been singles, and 3 have been on the infield.
One, 2, 3 inning. On to the 7th. 1-0. Kirk Gibson, game 1 off of Dennis Eckersley. His only at-bat in that series. A dramatic home run. One of the best we've ever seen. And here's another one that's one of the best we've ever seen, especially Cardinal Nation. Both players here at the ballpark with walk-off World Series home run. Our AT&T trivia question, who's the third player here at the ballpark who has had a walk-off home run in a World Series game?
I know. Mark McGwire. It was game 3.
That also in 1988. Tony Cruz eyes it and catches it.
That's a big out.
You bet it is.
Last inning, after Loesch allowed his third base hit, there were 3 hard hit balls off of him. You got Zepchinski in the bullpen, so keeping a close eye on Kyle. 6 1/3 shutout innings right now. He's only allowed 3 hits and 2 walks. Only 1 inning did he have any trouble in, and that was the 4th. He got a big double play to help out. Trying to win his 7th straight ball game.
3 singles is all that Kyle Loesch has allowed. Goldschmidt, Montero, and Parra. Good off-speed pitch out in front is Young.
Kind of almost sense that he feels that this is probably going to be his last inning, and so he really has a little more urgency. See, now he's getting the ball down. A little more determined look on his face.
Left that pitch up, but
It was inside.
Young misses it. Loesch has a very good winning percentage. Not just very good, outstanding. Highest winning percentage all time. Minimum of 20 game starts in a season.
He leads the National League this year with his 12-2. This is how he ranks in Cardinals all-time history. And he has a chance to go even better if he can go 13-2 with a victory tonight. Lowering that ERA. 89 pitches. There's that 4th inning where he had a pair of walks and a base hit.
And are you thinking that the delay and the maybe extra warm-up may be adding to the thought that Kyle Loesch is through after 7?
I just, watch him closely. We think of him, as really more that consistently giving you great 7 innings. And he didn't like something there and stepped off.
That's hard to do. Start your delivery and then stop.
Oh yeah, like your swing.
That's right.
Right. Your putt.
I should stop more often. 3-0 to Wheeler.
Last 2 innings, they had Browning up last inning. They got Zepchinski this inning. So I think Mike Matheny's thinking along what I'm thinking. Not that he isn't capable of going deeper in this game and completing it, but I think it is a factor when you're warmed up, then you sat for an hour and a half for rain delay, and now you come out here and you're at 92 pitches. By the way, Jake Elmore did a nice job, starting that double play.
Sure did. Base hit to right. So the Diamondbacks not finished here in the 7th inning. A 2-out walk to Wheeler. Base hit for Jake Elmore.
And Stephen Drew is going to pinch hit. So it's his first major league hit. He was a hitting machine in the minor leagues, and that'll be a knockout blow, it appears, as Matheny has just gone, pointed his finger to the bullpen.
Kyle Loesch has been outstanding.
Outstanding. if the bullpen can preserve this one, particularly this inning for him.
His night is through. Well-deserved round of applause for Kyle Loach. But that one hit, a big one. Only RBI in this game. That came in the Cardinals' 5th inning. And that is indeed the difference in this game. Kyle Loach, 14th straight outing of 6 innings or more, and he is going to rely on the left arm of Mark Zepchinski to get it through 7 innings in the Cardinals' favor. He's our Mid-America Chevy dealers. Call to the bullpen.
And Stephen Drew was announced, but now they'll pinch hit for Stephen Drew with Chris Johnson, who is, as you look at the numbers for Zepchinski, high ERA. His last time out was not a good one. Trying to protect a 3-run lead. He walked the first 2 left-handers, and a tough loss on Sunday followed in Philadelphia. Pitching behind in the count an awful lot this year.
And he's doing it so far to Johnson. First pitch misses low and away. 3 walks for Loach tonight. Uncharacteristic.
Yeah, bit high for him. His 19th quality start. And hopefully there will be no runs charged to him.
He is responsible for both base runners, so he could get the win and the loss in this game.
Yeah.
Or the loss, I should say, depending upon what Zepchinski and the Cardinals bullpen does behind it. Certainly did his job. Cahill's night is through as well. 6 innings, 1 run for him.
Those starters were very good. And it'll be a battle of the bullpens. Their bullpen is good too. Game could end 1-0 very easily.
Late swing for the pinch hitter Johnson. Pitch up and away.
Not a very good pitch, but a good result. As Johnson came over from Houston, really gave them a shot in the arm. He had 5 home runs in his first 8 games to set a club record. He's got 18 RBIs in 14 games.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out. Ball gets away. Cruz has it. The throw in time to get Johnson. Mark Zepchinski gets his man. 1-0 St. Louis. and save. Select game dates. Groups of 25 or more can receive up to 50% off the current gate price. For complete details on group value nights, visit Cardinals.com/group value. 1-0 St. Louis. 1-5-0 for the Cardinals. 0-4-1 for the Diamondbacks. Mike Matheny, Yadier Molina trying to communicate with the Cardinals bullpen. Perhaps the phone's not working. Mitchell Boggs is working, however. We expect to see him in the 8th inning. And this is where you may just have to send a runner.
Yep.
The phone's not working.
Dyer isn't that old. He does know how to use a rotary phone.
He can text, too. I've seen him do it.
Well, I was going to tell you about a text from Ziegler.
Okay.
He's our new pitcher, but Ziegler text for anyone that hasn't seen it. A view of beautiful Busch Stadium from inside the top of the Gateway Arch. Apparently he did a little sightseeing here. How about that? I'm doing your tweets for you.
So maybe we should follow it.
You may.
We're going to make it happen, Al. I feel it. We're wearing you down. You got the iPad. You're watching games out of town. You're multitasking. Just a matter of time.
Skype?
You Skype too?
Oh, of course.
Wow. I'm dumbfounded.
Gotta, you know, I'm getting a new command ship, and let's see. A little more than a month, I'll get a new command ship and the Danube.
Is it fair? Yes, it is. Tough play, and he's safe. That ball looked like it bounced back fair.
Another infield hit for the Cardinals.
Looked like it was going to go foul, then it bounced back fair. And another Cardinal infield hit.
Well, we always talk about your fielder like this. Go ahead and execute the play. Worry about it later. And I'm sure that ball would have hit the base. And if it gets by him, Tony Cruz may end up with a double. Yeah, it was truly not going to roll foul. And Tony Cruz with his first hit. Another infield hit for the Cardinals. That's four of them, right?
Of their 6, correct. Ground ball base hit, 4 infield hits, and a FURCAL gapper. And that's all the Cardinals have mustered offensively, but they lead the Diamondbacks 1-0, trying to sweep the series, both this series and the season series, from Arizona.
Another good reason why you're going to sacrifice here with FURCAL is Ziegler leads all major league relievers with 13 ground ball double plays.
Bunt, and yelling one is the catcher Montero. Conservative call by Montero, but he was yelling all the way. 1-1-1-1-1.
Could hear that, and it appeared that Ziegler, who really doesn't know where that runner on first, where he's going, where he's at. So Montero, you see him pointing, but we could hear him also go 1-1-1. And you had to get an out. Now, Matt Carpenter was going to pinch hit here for Zepchinski. Good job by Scrabble. Carpenter, almost a 300 hitter as a pinch hitter. That's tough to do. And he's got, what, 10 RBIs as a pinch hitter of his 30?
He does. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Not sure about that call.
7 for 24, 292 average with 10 RBIs, 5 doubles. And 18 of his 30 RBIs have come at home. He doesn't play every day, but he's moving up the ladder in a lot of categories for the National League rookies.
He sure is. There have been some rookies that maybe we paid a little more attention to. You think of Bryce Harper as one. As a pinch hitter, there's the 10 RBIs for Carpenter. But really not anybody standing out, running away with the Rookie of the Year just yet.
A Cardinal rookie record, or not, for pinch RBIs, was set back in 1954 by Joe Frazier. He had 15. Cabrera became the first Tiger to hit 30 home runs for 5 straight seasons.
The 2-2. Grounded to the right side. That will retire Carpenter. Cruz advances to third. Think about the names, Al. We've seen all these guys: Pacheco, Rizzo, Aoki, Frazier, Rosario, Cozart, Harper, Maldonado. You think about those players, they're all having good seasons. Some a few more home runs, some a few more RBIs, but nobody, again, really standing out.
Quick visit by Nagy, the pitching coach, Charles Nagy. Good Hungarian in his own right.
Cardinals miss Wade Miley in this series, who may have the best chance right now at Rookie of the Year.
Very good point.
John Jay would like to thrill 36,758 people here at the ballpark.
Ziegler's really been effective. Done a nice job. They don't worry whether it's left or right against him. A lot of times you see guys that throw down from Submarine or Laredo, we call it. A lot of times the left-handed batter gets a good look at the release point, but they have a lot of confidence in him facing lefties and, of course, righties. He's held a righty without a home run in his last 333 at bats.
I've probably said that 100 times in my life. He throws from Laredo, but I don't even know what that means.
I guess it's
from the
extreme
South,
Texas.
I guess. One of those baseball terms. Feet away is Tony Cruz. John Jay trying to bring him home. Cardinals lead just 1-0 batting here in the 7th inning. Use a little insurance right here. A lot of area in the middle of the infield right now open for John Jay. Rounds it to the first baseman, and Goldschmidt beats him to the bag. Cruz is stranded. Mitchell Boggs will have the 8th. Ball on Fox Sports Midwest. Let's go to Jim Hayes with our Bommarito Sports Update. Jim? Thanks, Jim. So congratulations to Chipper Jones, a 6-0 Braves victory. Home runs on your bobblehead night.
It's always special, isn't it?
You bet it is.
You can thrill the fans.
That'll be a night he'll never forget.
Yeah, you get a little pumped up. Everybody's rooting for you, and then you come through. Mitchell Boggs, everybody's rooting for him, too. This will be his 3rd appearance in a row and 4 of the last 5 games he's pitched in. That's why when Joe Kelly goes down the bullpen, you know, maybe you would sit there and say tomorrow, you know, you could use Kelly for 1 inning. Or you move Mujica up to the 8th inning, Kelly the 7th inning. But there are going to be occasions where you need another power arm when Mott, Boggs, or Mujica, you know, need a day off. I would not think there would be any hesitation to use Joe Kelly for an important inning late. Not at all. And starting on Sunday, if you needed a piggyback starter situation, he would be the likely one, or a long man. But with this pitching staff, you rarely need a long man. Everybody consistently is going 6 innings. And I would frankly admit I have a little bit of bias on this subject, but I think the long man can serve a valuable role, eating 2, 3, 4 innings. Kelly can swing the bat well. He's been a starter. Sure. In case you do have a starter that struggles, to leave him out there through 3 or 4 innings to save your bullpen, I think occasionally that's a big boost to the rest of the pen. And I think that because of what Kelly has done in the rotation when Garcia was out, you don't have to get into that situation where you feel like you have to leave a starter out there to get beat up. You could go to him a little early if you recognize that, hey, right, it's not the starter's day, right? And go right to him, and then he'll be given competitive innings and get you to that 7th inning with Joe Kelly. I think it's just a win-win situation for the Cardinals. 41 strikeouts in 53 innings for Mitchell Boggs. And you get the sense that is a good number. It's a high number, but you think maybe it's an indication that he's pitching a little bit more under control. Doesn't have a strikeout an inning with all the great stuff that he's got, but he's pitching. Getting ahead more, not very many walks. That's it. Fastball away here. Look at the good location with that. If you look at his last 5 appearances, he walked 2 on August the 8th. In a 3rd of an inning, had a bad game. That was a blowout game. He needed a little work in. But those are the only walks he's allowed. Where last year, you just didn't have that command. Pitching with so much more confidence. Picked up his 20th hold last night. Ground ball up the middle. Long way to go for Call. Off balance throw. And he gets his man. Nice play by FURCAL. Bad back and all. And it's a play that we're accustomed to seeing him make that play. See a good by Boggs and right over the mound, you say don't worry about it. Ralphie's got that range. Or reaching for it, hit the mound, slowed it up just a little bit, but that good strong throwing arm from Call comes through again. Mitchell Boggs in his first year out of the bullpen for the Cardinals. First season where he got extended innings. He threw 58 innings in 2009. 58 innings, 33 walks. He has 53 innings this year and only 14 walks. Two ground outs. Good work by Mitchell Boggs. We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Rick Horton, Al Roboski, and Jim Hayes.
Hour and 25-minute rain delay. The Cardinals and the Diamondbacks, final game of a 3-game series. Loesch, the starter for St. Louis, just 4 scratch hits, no runs. He's in line. If the Cardinals bullpen can do their job for victory number 13. And so far so good for Mitchell Boggs. Facing Justin Upton.
Upton hit his 100th career home run the same day, moments between his brother's 100th career home run. His brother hit a home run tonight against Danny Herron. That will not happen against Mr. Boggs.
Thank you for assuring us of that.
It will not happen.
Every time Aaron Hill makes it out, I breathe a little easier. He has that power potential as well. No problem with him for Mitchell Boggs. Now he's facing Upton, also a home run threat.
Jason Kubel on their bench.
Good point.
Mott may see him the way this inning is going.
Boggs gets his man. It would be Montero, Goldschmidt, and Young. You could see Kubel pinch hitting for Chris Young. Again, nobody answering the bullpen. Must have the ringer off.
They want to get another lefty up or get Mott up right now. 3-1 pitch. Third out.
Well, put the fun back down in the bullpen. Upton flies out. Good inning again for Mitchell Boggs. This is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Taco Bell. Live Moss. Welcome back inside Busch Stadium. 1-0 St. Louis. Cardinals batting here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And for those who are listening very carefully to the last inning, may have heard a word that may have been uncomfortable. And we want kids to watch the Cardinal telecast, and we apologize that you may have picked that up on our mics down on the field. We try to bring you the action the best way we can, the sights and sounds of Cardinal baseball, and we do apologize. Alan Craig, Matt Holliday, and Carlos Beltran in the Cardinals' 8th.
David Hernandez, the new pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Big strikeout pitcher. season, Hernandez set career highs in saves. He had 11 with 14 appearances, or 14 opportunities. He had 74 appearances. He had 77 strikeouts coming out of the bullpen.
Diamondbacks traded their third baseman Mark Reynolds, who struck out quite a bit for them, but had a lot of pop. Traded him to the Baltimore Orioles, and that's how the Diamondbacks got Hernandez. That was in 2010, and they really, I think, had their sights set on him being a nasty closer at some point.
Still just 26 years of age. He's now turned 27. His birthday was during the season, but he had 57 strikeouts before the All-Star break. And his last 15 games, he's 18 strikeouts and a 1.23 ERA. 146 average to right-handed batters this year.
Full count. Good fastball at 96. Alan Craig has our Nissan drive of the game. Haven't had a lot of them in this game, but that was an important hit, scoring Kyle Loesch. 1-0 St. Louis, and that's where we stand here in the 8th. Cardinals have had some phone issues with their bullpen in this game, but you really don't need a phone to know who should be loosening up right now for the Cardinals. That's Jason Mott.
And it looks like Mott will be given the opportunity to get his 28th save.
Climbing up the leaderboard too, isn't it?
Yeah, he was part early in the season. He just wasn't getting any opportunities, but
well, you mentioned the Cardinals winning games 10-2 or not scoring and losing, so you don't get chances for saves.
His last 4 appearances, he picked up 4 saves, and without the Cardinals scoring more than 2 runs this inning, he'll get a fifth in a row. Just can't get the final strike by Alan Craig.
Who's leading the National League in saves, you ask? Somebody's asking.
I do ask. I'll ask.
All right,
for you.
you ask. Joel Hanrahan, who may be in St. Louis as we speak.
Oh, I think they have to be the Pirates.
Craig Kimbrell has 31 for Atlanta. Mr. Chapman, throwing 100 miles an hour, has 28 for Cincinnati. Then comes Jason Mott.
Would have a chance to tie Chapman tonight with a save.
Sure would.
Matt 0 for his last 8 and 1 for his 1 for 10 on the homestand. But one hit was a home run.
Good swing there by Holiday, up and in. 0-2 to Matt.
One home run away from joining the leaders in the National League. Braun leading, then Beltran, Kubel, who's on the bench for, and Jay Bruce have 24. Matt has 23.
Holiday strikes out. He's 0 for 4. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
David Hernandez with 2 strikeouts. He came in 5th in the league. Strikeouts per 9 innings at 12.78.
Montero, Goldschmidt, and Young for the Diamondbacks. But as you mentioned, Jason Kubel, 77 RBIs on the season, lurks.
He had a great July, but has fallen off the pace in August or late July. But
I still don't want to see him.
Yeah, you don't want to see him. Hitting 167 in his last 17 games. He led the National League with 11 home runs in July and was tied for second with Holiday with 22 RBIs in July. Streaks follow streaks, don't they?
Absolutely. Way out in front is Beltran. Every time I've seen this pitcher Hernandez pitch, and we've seen him a few times, I just think he's got some upside to him.
Strike out the 3, the heart of the order of the Cardinals. You pay attention.
3 more outs to go for Jason Mott. Out for St. Louis in the 9th. Good look at the energy of Jason Mott trying to pick up save number 28. 45 games on the season, and his save percentage very, very high.
And he's trying to pick up a save in his 5th straight game. 2.50 ERA. After a little bit of a slow start, but that's not uncommon for a hard thrower, and he keeps on evolving as a pitcher to where now he uses a secondary pitch to get hitters out, not just to show it. He can get people out with it.
That is a very good distinction. Shane Robinson takes over in left field for Matt Holliday. He'll bat ninth on the double switch, and hopefully that won't be a factor.
Let's say he won't bat, but he's in the ninth spot.
But your point of not just having a pitch, but using the pitch.
Yeah. Last year, he really worked on it, that he could show it, just a different look for a hitter, but now he can use it as a weapon. And if you're looking for cutter, you cannot catch up to his fastball. And if you're looking fastball, that cutter is becoming effective enough that you're messed up your timing too. You caught in between.
96.
Oh, it'll keep on escalating.
Montero didn't get cheated, did he?
No, I don't think we would question whether he could catch up to that type of fastball.
A little late on that one at 97. Cardinals looking to go 12 games over 500.
Montero's 1 for 3, so his average in the last 20 games has come down. He's batting .379. He's been good on the road also.
Off-speed pitch does not go, says the third base umpire, Jerry Meals. Very close. Took something off of that pitch. And does he swing?
That's a good job of holding it. That's tough too, isn't it?
Oh, that hurts to try to stop your swing like that. The 2-2.
He couldn't adjust.
That pitch must have looked 100. We want to remind you again of the standings in the Central Division. The Cardinals a half a game behind Pittsburgh. They could tie him with a victory here in both the Central Division race and second place in the wild card. They'd be right back in that number 2 spot again, tied with Pittsburgh.
And remember, the wild card now, it's the top 2 teams. So Atlanta, who won, would be number 1. Cardinals and Pittsburgh would be tied for the second wild card, with a showdown starting tomorrow night between Pittsburgh and the Redbirds.
Jason Mott trying to close it out for St. Louis. Very much looking forward to the weekend series with the Pirates.
Don't get too cute now. Little low. He's tried to pull it up and frame it.
So you don't mind him throwing some off-speed pitches, just don't try to be too tricky and forget that your fastball is your best pitch.
Right, and you know, it's a catch-22. You know, if you get beat with your fastball, nobody should say a word. If you get beat with your secondary pitch, you leave everybody second guess, say, hey, you got beat with your secondary pitch. But after a while, you just say, forget about all the critics and you just go pitch and do what you think is right.
Cutter
here. Goldschmidt, we talked about him as I use the phrase legendary power, and we hope we don't see it. He did hit the longest home run last night by a visiting player.
The 3-2. Good pitch, spoiled by Goldschmidt. Our Budweiser player of the game, Cardinals starting pitcher Kyle Loesch, 94 pitches. Did have 3 walks on the night.
I was going to jump down the truck if it wasn't Kyle Loesch.
Oh, good. Another 3-2, grounded foul. We often rely on our producer, director, support staff in our production truck to make that decision about the Budweiser player of the game, and you were getting ready to go fight him.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't going to be Kyle Loesch, but here's kind of a catch-22. He's been throwing a lot of pitches down. Now, if he could elevate the ball up, you know, maybe even out of the strike zone, but I don't think he could hold up. The pitch still relatively down.
Spoiling some good pitches.
Yes, he is. You know, his velocity tonight is a little bit down. We're seeing 96. We're not seeing the 98, 99. Like a cutter.
Hit hard to center field and deep. Back goes Jay to the track, and this ball is gone. A high cutter. Goldschmidt has tied it here in the ninth.
That is not where you wanted that location, and there's the scenario.
Exactly what you were talking about, Al.
And there you see it just hanging, but because it's a cutter at the top of the zone, that is a bad pitch. Get that ball down, you know, it can be effective, but.
And another long one to left. 2-1 Arizona, just like that. Back-to-back pitches. Off the face of Big Mac Land.
Derek Lilliquist out to slow down and calm down Jason Mott. As he left that ball down and in, and he just drives that ball and just to the left of Big Mac Land, about 2 rows deep.
89.
That was the cutter. That was the fox track on Goldschmidt's home run.
Jason Mott has been so good.
And it's such an emotional swing.
No doubt.
And not that Derek Lilliquist had to go out to him after the Goldschmidt, but, you know, the first pitch, just down and in. Young drops the bat head, crushes it. Only thing worse than what has just happened with Mott is when you're on the road trying to come into a save situation, you blow the save and you walk off the field. They have a walk-off, you know, home run. But here at home, you got a chance to come back.
Cardinals certainly do. Unfortunately, Kyle Loesch will not win game number 13, and that's a shame.
It really is, but it doesn't diminish how well he pitched tonight.
Agreed.
You win as a team, you lose as a team, and so, you know, Cardinals, when they only score 1 run, they usually don't win. Tried to eke out a 1-0 win. Wasn't going to happen, but now you've got to come back and get at least 3.
And if you're looking for some 9th inning magic, that would come from David Freese, Daniel Descalzo, and Tony Cruz.
Putz, their closer, is warming up. Kubel is on deck. If Elmore can extend it.
You wonder if Yadier Molina is available to pinch hit.
You asked him, you know he would be, but
another base hit for Elmo.
This kid can run.
He now has 2 major league hits. His first hit in the big leagues came in the 7th inning, and now a 2-out double here in the 9th. Diamondback's not done yet.
They go off the plate, but that ball right in the middle. And just a controlled little hit. He's the second Arizona State baseball player to appear with the D-backs. Willie Bloomquist, who's on the disabled list, was one. And here's Kubel. But Mike Matheny's going to say enough pitches, 22 for Mott. Get him so he's available for tomorrow night. Salas will be coming in.
Big turn of events here in the ninth. Diamondbacks have given them a 2-1 lead, top of the ninth inning. Fernando Salas in relief of Jason Mott will face Jason Kubel, the pinch hitter.
Salas's last 4 outings have been very good. Thrown 4 innings total, only 2 hits allowed, no runs in his last 4 outings.
And you'd think this could be an opportunity to use Barrett Browning, the other left-hander in the Cardinal bullpen, with Kubel and a left-hander to follow. But Salas is the choice here in the ninth, and he misses low and away, 1-1. Again, the Cardinals with Freese, Descalso, and Cruz in the ninth.
Now you've got Kubel, and then you've got Parra, another left-hander. But Mike going with more of a veteran, and you're also at 2 outs here. Putz, AJ Putz, been pretty effective of late.
16 straight games without giving up a run.
Converted 13 straight saves, go along with those 16 games.
1-2 to Kubel. Salas trying to keep it a 1-run game. Air has been let out of this stadium here in the ninth.
It's up to Salas to get that momentum back on the Cardinal dugout. Kirk Gibson, the type of player he was and the competitor, he's not going to let his team not think they don't have a chance in a 1-0 game. Mike Matheny will feel the same way with his troops.
No doubt.
Michigan against Michigan State.
There was one excited dugout when Chris Young homered 427 feet off of Jason Mott to give them the lead. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. Salas strikes out Kubel. A rough inning for Jason Mott. First it was Goldschmidt. Then it was Young. Now the Cardinals have to rally. Live, Missouri Lottery Cardinals live. Jim Hayes, Chris Duncan, waiting to talk about this ball game, and hopefully they'll be talking about a Cardinals comeback in the ninth. Rough night for Jason Mott. He hasn't had very many of those, and neither has the Diamondbacks closer. He will be facing Freese, Descalzo, and Cruz here in the ninth inning. And again, Yadier Molina available. Skip Schumacher available.
Always cringe in a 1-0 game when you put in a defensive player like Shane Robinson and take out Holiday's bat. But Holiday made the second to last out, so the Cardinals would have to score a run or two. And I don't know what to think of this now. Our Michigan State manager, Kirk Gibson, brought in a Michigan pitcher. Crowd did not like that call. David Freese didn't like it, but Fox Tracks will confirm maybe that it's a strike. Where it crosses the plate, not where the catcher catches it.
A lot of dip at the end. High fastball is a strikeout. Cardinals.
This is what we were talking about. Trying to get Mott to throw that. Not a cutter at the top of the strike zone, but a fastball above the strike zone. But Butts had the count in his favor where Mott was throwing 3-2.
Daniel Descalzo is 0 for 3. Cardinals need a base runner in a big way.
Crowd is into it, what is remain, and they're trying to cheer on the Cardinals to get that base runner you're talking about.
The 1-0. 2-0.
That's had 45 saves last year and 49 chances. Former American League World Wade's Relief Pitcher of the Year award.
Very accustomed to this ninth inning situation, isn't he? looking for his 23rd save. 3-0. All right.
Where we talk about walks in late innings. Hasn't walked him yet, but to 3-0 or 2-0.
Fastball makes it 3-1. Last home run allowed May 9th.
That was Alan Craig. Hit that home run. He's been virtually perfect since that time.
That was a long time ago. Full count now. Pitch at 93. He's not overpowering, but his ball explodes a bit.
Yeah. Big guy and looks deceptive. 6'5", 250. Looks like he reaches out. He's 10 feet from him.
Line drive to left. Parra on the move, and he has it. Well hit. Good at bat for Descalzo. 2 outs in the 9th. And it'll be Tony Cruz. Cardinals have been 19-5 at home since the 1st of July. And we're 2 outs away from making it 20-5. And things turned in a hurry in the top of the 9th. Cardinals scored in the 5th. Alan Craig hit. 2 home runs in the top of the 9th. Cardinals down to their last out.
Cardinals not a good record, and they're going to have to improve on that if they're going to go into postseason. 12-19 in one-run games. Not good in extra innings. Some of the times they'll make a comeback and stand up a little short. It's not always a reflection on the bullpen, but.
And when you say Cardinals bullpen, Zepchinski had a good 1/3 of an inning. Boggs was good. Salas was good, and just not a good night for Jason Mott. That's all.
If this game holds, it's a 20th loss by the bullpen. It'd be 10-20. A lot of those losses came early in the season. 6th, 7th inning losses, bridging the gap to Boggs and Mott. I think we've corrected that with Mojica, and then reinforcement of Joe Kelly going on the rotation to the bullpen.
2 outs.
Tony Cruz has to do something here.
As you mentioned, the crowd on hand still here. They have not quit. Still hoping for a Cardinal miracle here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lutz has his sign. Cruz is ready. The 2-2. Ground ball to left side, and it is foul.
That would have been nice if it was fair.
Another infield hit.
Yeah.
Take a few more of those.
Cardinals with 6 hits on the night. And
4 of them are infield hits.
And 5 of them are singles, right? Yeah, 5 singles and 1 double. Double by FURCAL.
Diamondbacks did not have an extra base hit until the top of the ninth. 2 home runs and a double for them. Hard hit to center, but playable, and it's a Diamondback winner. A comeback for Arizona. 2 home runs in the ninth and a heartbreaker for the Cardinals.
Cardinals win the series, but a major disappointment that you can't finish the sweep. Got great starting pitching, good bullpen, but clutch hitting by Diamondbacks. They sneak out with the 1 win in the 6 meetings this year against the Cardinals.
And a very good performance wasted by Kyle Loesch. Don't go away. The Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live postgame show is coming up next.